Sometimes there is something inherently comforting that comes from a bowl of soup. That delicious bowl might warm our bellies or evoke welcome memories. But what instead if we could be transported around the world with a bowl of soup? Today we have just such a recipe. Acqua Cotta, and it is ready to take you to Maremma, Tuscany. Hi there, I am Jacqueline for Vero, where we go around the world searching out wild and scarce wines and olive oils to bring to wine lovers, foodies, businesses, and distributors across the US. Today, we have an authentic Tuscan recipe just waiting to be enjoyed with a good glass of wine and a drizzle of good extra virgin olive oil. So, let's get started on the cooking, and then I'm going to chat to you a little bit about the recipe while we let it simmer. So I'm going to start off by thinly slicing my onions into half moons. All right, we've got our onions sliced. I'm going to turn on my pan here, blink away my tears. We don't want the pan too hot because we don't want to burn our vegetables. Okay, and then we do our celery. Same as with the onions, we're going to just thinly slice our celery. And add this into the pot. So these we are just going to let saute a little bit, moving them around. We don't want them to be browned or to burn. We just want to get them nice and soft and tender. They're going to keep cooking because we're going to add broth later. So we don't need them fully cooked, just a little bit softened. Alrighty then. Next is going to come our tomatoes. So you can use fresh tomatoes if you have them nice and juicy and ripe. We're a little bit out of tomato season here, so I don't have any good ripe ones on hand, but canned tomatoes will work in a pinch. You want to use the whole ones and then just kind of mash them up with your spoon as they cook down. Don't worry too much about it being perfect. That's not the goal here. Now that we've kind of got our tomatoes mixed in, we are going to add our broth. I'm just going to rinse my can out here so I get all of that good tomato juice. This is just some vegetable broth that I actually made last night with just some vegetable scraps that I had lying around the house. Okay. So now we can just let that start simmering. So now while we're gonna let this simmer and thicken, let's talk a little bit about this dish and where it comes from. And of course, we'll talk a little bit about a wine pairing. So this dish, Acqua Cotta, like a lot of Italian cooking, really is at its best when you use local and in-season produce whenever possible. Of course, using good quality ingredients is a double whammy. It enhances the local flavor, but it also is better for you. This dish, Acqua Cotta, is from Tuscany, Italy, in an area known as Maremma. It is a rustic dish that is made to represent the land with ingredients that are plentiful and easy for local farmers to find. Onions, tomatoes, eggs, broth. Add in the toast in the bowl like we will later on, and it will become a full meal, filling and really giving you a taste of the farms of Maremma. Acqua Cotta literally translates to cooked water, and it comes more specifically from an area of Maremma around Saturnia, where actually winery and farm La Maliosa is located. La Maliosa represents the wilderness of Maremma and the wildness of it. Founded by businesswoman Antonella Manueli, she worked with agronomist Lorenzo Corino to develop a system of farming beyond biodynamic or organic, but something patented. The Metodo Corino, a whole world approach to farming. It looks at not only what you do with the raw ingredients, but how you get to them as well. So while La Maliosa does offer some truly exceptional and special wines, the farm is actually also used to grow olives and produce organic extra virgin olive oils. And actually, what is really cool is Antonella Manueli and La Maliosa have a wine bar in the town of Saturnia called called Saturnalia, like the natural hot springs that are nearby. In this wine bar, you can actually find Acqua Cotta on the menu, as Vero founder Sheila Donahue recently enjoyed on her visit with La Maliosa founder Antonella Manuli. With that bowl of Acqua Cotta that Sheila enjoyed, of course, she really felt the place, not only enjoying a local specialty of a dish, but also a glass of local natural La Maliosa wine, with, of course, adding in a drizzle of La Maliosa EVOO over the top for an extra boost of flavor in the dish. After all, when things grow up together in proximity, they are often influenced by each other. That means recipes, wines, olive oils, coming from a single place like Acqua Cotta, La Maliosa wines, and La Maliosa extra virgin olive oils, these things get truly fascinating when you mix them together and you get to enjoy them with the terroir shining through loud and clear. To experience fully what I am talking about, you can try either of La Maliosa's extra virgin olive oils that I have here, the buttery and soft Orinia, a blend of local olive cultivars, or you can try the slightly more powerful and intense Caletra from a single local cultivar. Both can add their own nuances to this dish, but also to your cooking and your dishes as well. And for the wines, well, you can find a whole host of La Maliosa wines to play with and see which is your favorite pairing. From the orange Saturnale Bianco and Uni, or the reds like Saturnalia Rosso, Rosso, and Tarcante. Try a bit of each with this Acqua Cotta to find your perfect pairing. Of course, all these La Maliosa products and so many more amazing small production wines and olive oils can be found online at verovino.com. I will have the store linked below. As well, while you're there on verovino.com, you can find the link to the downloadable recipe card for Acqua Cotta with the full recipe written out for you to follow along and taste a little bit of Maremma for yourself. Looks like it's almost done. So let's finish off this Acqua Cotta and give it a taste. Thanks to some movie magic, this has actually been simmering for a little over half an hour now. So we're going to take our next step, which is to add our eggs. We want to just kind of let them fall in. We don't want to mix them up or break them up. Just drop them in and let them go. And there we have it, our eggs. I'm going to add a touch of salt and pepper as well. Okay, I don't want to mix, I don't want to stir, I just want to let them be. In the meantime, let's prepare our bowls. I am going to start off with a piece of toasted bread that I have left over from our meal last night. And now I am going to add a healthy dose of some grated aged cheese on top. I have here some Parmigiano Reggiano, okay. All right, and now my eggs are cooked. It's time to serve. So I'm going to put an egg on each of my bread here. And then we're just going to label some of this goodness over the top. And of course, do not forget your drizzle of flavor booster, extra virgin olive oil. All right, you have got to make this recipe for yourself, because if it tastes half as good as it smells, we are in for a treat. Here we go. Oh my gosh, that is so good. It is so simple It's so delicious and it is going to be so filling. Plus, I can really taste that amazing olive oil that I picked up, the Aurinia. You can taste that little bit of extra olive oil flavor that it adds that just gives it a little extra dimension, a little bit of extra complexity to the dish that is fabulous. So I'm gonna go enjoy this while it's still hot. Now, all I have to do is pick out which of these wines I want to sip alongside it. It's gonna be a hard choice, but one I will have to make. In any case, quickly, before my soup gets cold, thank you for joining me today. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like below and be sure to subscribe here on YouTube and also to the Vero newsletter on verovino.com, linked below, to never miss any content or updates from Vero. And I am going to leave you with this video here to keep on exploring some wine and food. Bye!